Hey guys, this is Carolyn from Webhorse Marketing. I'm jumping on here today to show you guys some cool effects that we've had on some of our videos that some of you guys have been asking on how to do. So this is what we're actually going to be learning today. Let me show you. Yeah, so it looks pretty simple, and it is. There's just a lot of steps to it, so I just want to teach you guys how to do it. But before we get started, I want to just tell you, just make sure that when you're going through my video, just to stop the video and learn it yourself and figure out how to do some things yourself, just so you understand it and you're not watching everything that I do. I've done that before where I just watch and do everything that person did, and then I don't understand it, I don't remember how to do it. So just take some notes, or you can hit the subscribe button below to save this video if you want to come back to it to remember how to do it. But yeah, so let's get started and let's create a new composition here. I'm going to actually just name it tutorial. You can name it whatever you want. 1280 by 720 is what I'm working with here. I have 30 frames per second, but you can do 60 if your computer can handle it. If not, just do 30. I'm just going to do 30 seconds. We don't need that at all. It's like 4 seconds long. But just in case. And then the background color, I'm just going to do a purple. You can do whatever color you want. So then you just hit OK. And now the first thing that you will need, the one and only thing that you'll need is some audio. So make sure to put some audio, whatever you want. Doesn't have to be the same as mine, in your project, so you have it for your video. So let's get started. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a text. We're going to name it, you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name whatever I had last time. So greetings, friends. And then I'm going to bring it over. Now, as you see, I forgot my caps was on, my caps lock. So in order to do anything else, you have to hit off of your caps lock, just so you know. So if that did that to you, it's not a problem. You just have to hit off of it. So let's align that in the center. As you see though, right here, this is the center anchor point, and that's not centered in the text. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to right click, go to transform, and then center anchor point into the center. So that way, whatever you're doing, it's centered and it knows where exactly the center is. So now what we want to do is we want to create a duplicate of this. So I'm going to hit Command D. And you can do it however you know how to do it, but Command D is to duplicate it. So now we have two of the exact same layers, but we're going to toggle one off so you can't see one. It doesn't matter which one, just click toggle off, click the little eye over here so you can't see it. So now I have this. I'm actually going to make this yellow. So let's just make this yellow. Well, first, actually, let's create a stroke. It has to be a stroke in order to do all this. So I'm going to go over here, wherever your color is. Mine works best over here for me. I'm going to create white, and then I'm going to click this, and I'm going to toggle it no fill color. So mine's just going to be white. But if we want to make, let's say we want to make friends yellow, we can do that. So just click here. How I have it in the beginning. Yeah, so we can do that. So now, as you see, these are strokes. So in order to do that, in order to do what we're doing, we will need a stroke. As you can see right here, there's no fill. It's just strokes. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what it is. So now, in order to make these have the effects that we want it to, we're going to have to create this into a shape layer. It's a text layer right now, but it needs to be a shape layer. So let's right click and let's create it into a shape layer right here. So we're going to go to create, and we're going to go create shapes from text. Okay, so now as you see, it's a shape layer. It's a different color. It's a shape layer. They made a different color for that to show you. Okay, so so it's a shape layer. Now it's still the color that you want it to be. So when you click on it, I know it's blue, but it's still the same color. So what we're going to do next is we're going to actually add a trim path. This is so you're adding an effect to this layer specifically. So let's add it. So wow, so lots of different stuff, but you can just hit U and it will bring everything up so you don't have to see it. Okay. Let's go to the stop and start section of the trim path. Oops. Right down here is trim paths. So we're going to go to the start and end. Okay, so now this is where we're going to be actually creating our keyframes. So what we're going to do is in the very beginning, let's just click the stopwatch, and the stopwatch just to create, it's going to create 2 diamonds here, which is some keyframes. You know, if you've been working in this, you're very familiar with it, but there's the 2 diamonds. And then we're going to actually go to the end of what it is that we're trying to do. Let's just go here. And we're going to create 2 more diamonds. So this isn't, as you can see, not doing anything, right? So we're wanting to create something where it's different here and different here at the end. So in the beginning, we're going to create it to be zeros. Okay, so it's going to be zeros, and then over here, you can click these, so you can go to the next one. So you're going to highlight these, and you're going to go, it's going to be 100, okay? Still, as you can see, really, it's not doing much, okay? So it's not doing anything actually, because these are at the bottom. They're all catching up with one another. So we're going to want to move these at the bottom. You can just highlight them by grabbing it like that. And we're going to want to move these over just a tad bit. So that way, now it's creating a little something, okay? Because it's not all at the same point. So now it's at different points. It's creating different illusions. So it's kind of boring, right? You know, it's just kind of sitting there kind of boring. So in order to make it a little bit like, you know, interesting, we're going to highlight all of them, and we're going to right click on the keyframes. You're going to go to keyframe assistant and easy ease. This will ease it in and this will ease it out. So it's going to be a little bit different. As you can see, now it's going slow. So it goes slow, fast, and then slow. So it's still kind of boring. So let's highlight these all. And let's go right here to our graph. This is our graph editor. And you know, as you can see, it's going slow, fast, slow. Okay, so it's the same on both sides. So in order to make it different, we're going to highlight both of them by just dragging at the keyframes. And then we're going to just pull a little bit. So now it's going to go fast, slow. Okay, so when we go back here, let's go all the way to the beginning. A little better. I think this is too long, so let's go a little bit closer. There, that looks a little bit better, right? You can even pull it in a little more if you want a little bit more illusion going at it. Perfect. All right, so that's how you do that. So then, so now after that, we're going to be glad that we, oh, I forgot to show you guys to add your music in here. So let's add the music. I forgot to add that. Okay, it doesn't matter when you add it, it just creates more of an illusion. So, okay, so then now, okay, so now it's a little bit more interesting, right? And you can even do it, so when you go through here, when you click on your music, you can click L, and it will bring your waveforms, so your wavelengths. So you can do it to certain wavelengths. If you have one that, you know, goes really high, really low at certain points, and you want it to match that, that'd be a perfect time to do that here. You know, so okay. So now that we did that, let's create the next portion of our video where it's right here, boom, and it goes up. Okay, and it comes closer. So now that we're gonna be glad that we created this this keyframes or this duplicate layer of the other one. So here we're going to toggle it back on. I didn't create it yellow yet, so you can go back and let's create the friends yellow so it matches. Let me go actually, you know how to grab the, oops, let's toggle that off. Do you know how to grab the swatch color? Oops. Okay, let's grab the swatch color of this one. Boom, and then we're going to go to the greetings friends. We're going to turn it on. We're going to highlight it. And since this one does not have to be a stroke. This one's going to be full since we didn't make it a stroke, correct? So, okay. Now that we have it here. So as you can see, it's showing up in the whole, you can't even see your other stuff, right? You can't see what you just did in the other things. So we're going to take this and we're going to move it over. But let's go back here. Oops. And let's see where our trim path ended. It ended right here. So we're going to end that right here. Okay. Okay, so now in order to create the illusion of it scaling, so it's going to scale from down here to up. Okay, we're going to go to the very end. So sometimes we like to work backwards in After Effects. So we're going to go to the very end of where we want it to end, so about right here. Or it might be a little too long. Let's go to 4 seconds. So we're going to go to the position. So this is where we want the position to end, right? So now we're going to go back to where it was in the beginning, and let's start it right here, okay? So let's create, and let's start it, bring it down just a tee bit. So it's going to start down here, and it's going to go up. We like to work backwards. So at the very end is where you'll start, and then you'll come back to the beginning, okay? Okay, so it's pretty long, so let's just bring it forward a little bit. So now what you're going to do is it needs a little bit more fun, right? Like, that's boring. So let's easy ease it in. Let's, right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Okay? So as you can see right here in the beginning, it kind of like, in the beginning it stops and it's not doing anything. So what you can do is you can take this, you can take your keyframe and move it just a little bit forward. So it will start moving as it's coming on. So it doesn't have a stop effect, right? Okay, so if we want it even a little bit more interesting, we can go to the graph again, and we can just click our toggles, and we can move it kind of like we did for the other one, right? So now, let's see what it's going to do. Yeah, so it's fast, it's slow in the beginning, and then fast. So it's a little more interesting, okay? Okay, so now that we've already created this, we're going to have to create the illusion of coming forward and getting bigger in your face. So let's go to the scale button. We're going to hit scale, but first we're going to go to the very end of where we want that to end. Okay, at 5 seconds we'll end it, and we'll make it a little bit bigger. So let's do like 140. Let's see if that's too big. That's a little big. So let's do maybe 120. Okay, so it's just going to come a little bit quicker, or a little bit bigger here. And let's go to the beginning, because remember we like to work backwards, and we'll put a keyframe there, and we'll put it back to 100, so it's the normal size. So now it gets bigger. Okay, so let's take this, and what are we going to do? We're going to keyframe assistant and easy ease it in. And we're going to also go to the graph. Make sure you highlight your keyframes, and then go to the graph first. So now we can make it a little bit more interesting like we've been doing, and make it a little more fun, right? So it's not just boring. So now let's see what we have. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see now, we're going to have to add the line in. Okay, this is where people don't understand really, so of what I'm going to be doing here. Let's just toggle some of these things off. We can hit the U just to toggle that off. So now that we're here, we're going to take the rectangle, and the rectangle tool, and we're going to make a line, however thick or however little you want, wherever it is that you want it. You can create it wherever you want. So, or however big. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back. So that looks about right. Okay. I know it looks like it's long right now, but we'll show you how. So let's create, where did my shape layer go? Here we go. I'm going to rename this. Let's rename this underline, okay? Oops, underline. So we're going to actually put that near here because it goes together. And so in order for you to know sometimes that it goes together, you can click right here. So these two are going together, so you can click this, and you can make them the same color. So let's make it green, and let's make this one green, right? So now you know that these two go together, so it's perfect. So then you won't get confused about what it is that goes together. So now we're going to have to, let's create this layer to do exactly and move exactly at it like this is. Okay, so we're going to take this little tool right here. This tool, you can create it, you can make it do anything that these things are doing, okay? So what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to make this the illusion of that it's getting bigger, right? It's scaling forward to us, just like the greetings friends. So we're going to toggle this here, and once you see that this rectangle show up, you can just click off of it, and now it says that it's tied to greetings, right? It's tied to greetings friends. So now let's show you what it's going to do. It's going to get bigger, it's going to get bigger, just like greetings friends, okay? However, what you can do in order for you to create this illusion, where it gets where the rectangle actually draws out underneath greeting friends and still have the same scale effect, you're going to come over here and let me show you. So you're going to take this link right here and you're going to toggle that off. Okay, so then it's still going to be this, it's still going to get scaled just like the other ones, but you're going to toggle that off. So now when you're trying to create, you're going to go back to the other keyframes at the same time, and you're going to scale this. You're going to make it smaller, right? And then you're going to go back to the next keyframe, just like this one, and you're going to make it back to where you want it. Perfect. So now, well, let's first do the easy ease. Okay. So now, what is it going to do? Okay, I want it to go a little bit faster. So let's go a little faster. Let's move it forward. And we don't want it to be showing up yet. So when this comes up, we don't want this to be just sitting there, right? So we want to move this so where you can't see. So whenever you see the green bar is where you're going to see it, okay? So I want it to start kind of, let's see, right here maybe. Oops, I didn't mean to go all the way to the beginning. Let's go right here. Not sure how I still like it. So I think I want it just right here. There we go. Perfect. Look, let's go back to the beginning. But I think this needs some easy, or some, not easies, but some fun, right? So let's go and toggle that. Perfect. So now we can go to the beginning and awesome. So that's all we have for you today. Subscribe so you can see some more videos and some more tutorials of everything that we have been doing and that we're doing in our videos. So if you have any questions, drop them below and we'll get back to you. Thanks, guys.